for all the kids out there that want to get a Joe Burrow haircut. There's a bunch of them. Help their parents out. What is a Joe Burrow haircut?
You're looking at it. I don't even know what to tell people. We'll just make it happen.
How do you know it's time to get a haircut?
When you have a game like that on Sunday.
All right, listen, breaking news here. We got the serious stuff. An update to the Joe Burrow haircut, kids. It's buzzed, it's blonde. Jamar Chase, also with the buzz. He didn't go blonde, thankfully. I don't know. What do you guys think? RC, what you got on this? You like it? LSU boys?
I mean, listen, that's what you got to do. When you used to go to camp at LSU, it would be extremely hot. You go with the low cut. It's aerodynamic. And honestly, this is a lot what Jamar Chase looked like when LSU won the championship in 2019.
I see. Okay, I see where you're going there. All right, so, it's whatever it is, July 23rd. We thought we'd do a little surprise for everyone here. This is all of us. Wow. With the Joe Burrow. RC, it looks good on you. The rest of us,
I think we look handsome.
I definitely do.
Nice.
I have no words for this. Mike T.
Yeah, Laura, you have a face for every haircut.
Thank you. So does Mike T, apparently. Look at that. Cute, Mike.
Hey, look, there's nothing that juke won't cure, right?
Okay, true. Adam, whenever you change your profile picture to that photo, just let us know. There's still business to get to here for the Bengals. Their team president, Mike Brown, you guys had some interesting comments on Jamar Chase's contract yesterday. Listen to this.
We're not going to say, oh, no, we aren't going to do that deal if it's the right deal. But it's not so likely that this is the good time to negotiate. The off-season is a better time for that. I'm not going to rule anything out, but I will tell you that the die has probably been cast. He's a key player. Next to Joe, he's our next one, and he knows that we know it. This may take a while. We are going to bend over backwards to get it done. I can't tell you when, no.
To summarize, they're not close, but this seems pretty straightforward, guys. Chase will no doubt be looking to be paid like the other top receivers in the league. 4 wideouts in the NFL have gotten deals worth at least $30 million per year, and 3 of those have been signed this offseason. Those have been led by Justin Jefferson's $35 million per year, A.J. Brown's $32 million. Adam, what can you add on the Bengals' plans for Chase?
Listen, Mike Brown doesn't often talk to the media, and I think that may be why right there, because when you come out and speak like that, you're essentially saying we're not close to a deal and we don't expect to be doing one anytime soon, though he is the next big contract we want to get done. Okay, so they're not going to get Jamar Chase done. Jamar Chase right now is scheduled to make just over $1 million this season.
Whoa.
Now, if you're Jamar Chase and you're advising him, why are you stepping on the football field for $1 million when there are other receivers making over $30 million? Now, maybe I'm naive, and maybe he's just going to step out there and play this season out for $1 million. Somehow, I don't see that going smoothly. RC, am I right? You think he's playing this year for $1 million and not doing anything?
Schefter, I've never heard you be more correct in my entire life. And I didn't even put those numbers, I didn't even think about those numbers. $1 million. When you look at someone like Justin Jefferson going to get 110 guaranteed, Amon-Ra St. Brown, who was a part of this same draft class, drafted in the 4th round, as opposed to Jamar Chase being drafted 5th overall, being able to do what he's done on the field and now only making $1 million. You know what Mike Brown is essentially going to Jamar Chase house and doing? He's putting on a mask and saying, put the money in the bag, because he is absolutely robbing him. And so if you're Jamar Chase, you're going to have to make a decision. Am I willing to hold out to get my money when we know a ton of times when you have that 1st round pick, they wait until after the 4th year to pay the wide receiver? We saw the same thing with Justin Jefferson. We're now seeing it with CeeDee Lamb. Is Jamar Chase willing to bet on himself and the Cincinnati Bengals that this will get done after this season?
Let me remind you, that Bobby Bonilla, who hasn't played for the Mets in an awful long time, is making more this year than Jamar Chase, one of the top wide receivers in all of football. Bobby Bonilla is making more than him. And again, we may see Jamar Chase in Cincinnati at Bengals camp. We may see him there. But I think, and I don't think it's unreasonable to think this, that Jamar Chase has some decisions to make about how he's going to attack this summer, how he's going to attack this season. If that contract is left unadjusted and not addressed, as Mike Brown is saying will be the case, essentially, can't you just see us getting into the season, his hamstring sore, his shoulder sore, whatever it may be? It is hard for me to imagine that Jamar Chase is going to play this full season making $1 million.
You know, Adam, I have two thoughts. That's number one. This goes back to Jalen Ramsey going back to the Jaguars, forcing his way out to the Rams, and obviously he got a much better situation for himself. And some of these situations we've talked about are close, and Matthew Stafford was going to make $31 million and Brandon Ayuk $15. But when you're roughly $34 million below market value, I can't imagine there's any conversation that has him playing this season until there's at least some reasonable adjustment for this year, let alone, you know, the contract extension he should get. And I question the Bengals strategy from this standpoint, guys. If we went back, if the four of us were having this conversation back right after the Super Bowl around the Combine, you could see Devontae Smith and all these other players from Amon-Ra St. Brown, Tyreek Hill, and all the way up to Justin Jefferson. They knew where the market was going. They cost themselves so much money, maybe $6, $7, $8 million a year on a 5-year deal. That's $40 million. If Cincinnati was more aggressive a few months ago, they should have had this deal done.
And Mike Brown said the time to have this conversation is in the offseason. We're coming off of months of the offseason. So did they not have the conversation? Did they not get the deal done at that point in time? The time to have that conversation was in the offseason. It's not next offseason. Now it hangs over everybody.